So that's what we have been doing in the last 8 years. Of course, the result is can tell us whether those ideas is correct or not. So after 8 years hard working of all faculty members and also the staff members of Shanghai universities, nowadays the 3 systems has taken shape. So firstly, the fiscal revenue has been growing very rapidly. So if we compare with the 1996, so the fiscal revenue was 20 times higher, and now we have roughly 7 billion Chinese yuan. So by 2020, the annual revenue will reach 15 billion Chinese yuan. Research funding also grows very rapidly. So almost, well, in the last 12 years, it grows 12 times. In terms of development of disciplines, so as I said, the number of disciplines was reduced, but the disciplines become much stronger now. So the number of disciplines listed in ESI top 1% globally was increased by 12 since 2004, which is, well, it's the number 1 in terms of the number of increased in last sort of 10 years. And maybe the most exciting thing for me and also for most of the faculty members of SGTU is nowadays even the social sciences and the literature also listed in the top 1% globally. So that gives us confidence we can become a real comprehensive university. So that's the ranking we just talked about. So as a university president, certainly we do not need to build the university based on this number, but that's a very good reference. So I agree with Wei's comment completely. So the engineering in last 8 years was increased from roughly rank 100 nowadays to top 30. For sciences, which was the weak part of SGTU previously, is also increased dramatically. Now it's in top 150. Medical sciences and also life sciences also in the top 200. So that's the only medical discipline in China, in all Chinese universities, which is in top 200 globally. And the social sciences, like what I said, is also in one of the 7 Chinese universities which ranked in the top 300. We also, in last 8 years, we newly recruited about 450 faculty members from the world-class universities. That changed the structure of the university completely. So as you can see, all of the numbers increased dramatically, which changed the culture of the university as well. For example, masters, of course, is very important in SGTU, 大师, and now we are proud, actually, we have some master teachers in Shanghai University. And also we have quite a few world-class professors at SGTU. So 8 years ago, actually, we really dreaming for that, but we couldn't have so much, so many good pronounced professors at SGTU. And even for social sciences, as you can see, we also have many top scholars in the world for literature, for finance, for economics, and for social sciences. And most importantly, we have many talented young scholars. Because 8 years ago, when I just became the president of Shanghai University, I envy CTU and also the rest of the Hong Kong universities, because you have so many young talented stars. And now I'm very pleased that we also have many young talents. So those are the tenure track assistant professors at Shanghai University. And in terms of the undergraduate education, also there are a lot of changes is happening in Shanghai University. If we measure, well, as one of the measures for the undergraduate education is the how the parents see this university by sending their sort of children into this university. So previously, top two are Beijing University and Tsinghua University, and their sort of entrance score is much higher than the second sort of group. And now we are very close to the first group already. So we are in top 3 in 26 provinces. And for humanities and arts, we're also listed in top 3 in 17 provinces. As you can see, actually, the parents now realized Shanghai Jiao University also have good arts and humanities research. And for the postgraduate students, the quality also increased dramatically. And we take global vision and multicultural understanding as the two most important elements for the talents training. So therefore, we send a lot of our students to go abroad. And also we received a lot of foreign students at our campus. And nowadays, the percentage for the undergraduate students are more than 30% of the undergraduate students who will have at least one semester overseas tour. And also we have 5,000 foreign students at our campus, which gives the students at home some multicultural understanding and a global vision. And we take the innovation participation as one of the most important training for undergraduate students. And nowadays the percentage is quite high, although maybe the quality is still not as high as MIT, but at least the students have the sense to participate into the innovation. And they also received, of course, like the students in this university, also received a lot of prizes and awards, which give them confidence. And more, maybe that's something I participated personally, the Zhiyuan College, which is our pilot program, which also maybe means the future student quality of SGTU. 98% of Zhiyuan College graduates pursue their PhD studies in world-class universities. And also the Shanghai University also got much enhanced research capacity. For example, I just talked with Wei. So actually, NSF grants application is a very good index to measure the innovation of university. So as you can see, from 2006, the application filed in NSF of SGTU is become number 1. And then from 2009, the number of young awards projects ranked number 1. And from 2010, number of the general programs ranked number 1, and the total number of grants ranked number 1 in last 5 years. And from 2011, the total amount of money get from NSF become number 1 in China. More importantly, starting from this year, the number of key projects also ranked number 1 in all the Chinese universities. Because the average supporting intensity is about 600,000 yuan, but the total amount of money from NSF for all of the university is 0.6 billion Chinese yuan. That means at least each year we have 1,000 faculty members who can get grants with their innovative ideas. That's really a very good measure for the innovative capacity of the university. And also in last 4 or 5 years, we won 29 awards as the first inventor, which ranked number 2 nationally. And also the impact of science and the social sciences also increased greatly. Nature Publication Group last year launched a new index to measure the different Chinese university and research organizations. Of course, as you can see, the Nature series publications is measuring for the life sciences and the medical sciences. Previously, Shanghai University was very weak in that aspect, and now they also become much stronger. The big circle actually is Chinese Academy of Sciences, which is a much larger body than any of Chinese universities. And in Chinese, of the Chinese university mainland, we ranked number 4 for the life sciences. In terms of the growth rate or speed, our university in terms of the Nature series publications is number 1 in whole Chinese universities. And now we started to have some major breakthrough, have very strong influence globally. For example, science. Every year we'll publish, there are sort of 10 breakthroughs globally. So in 2012, we have 1 achievement listed in the 10 major breakthroughs. Last year, we also have 1 listed in those 10 major breakthroughs. That also gives the confidence of our faculty members. Actually, we are really making something well-known globally. Starting from 2007, we started to do the research for the future of academic development of the university. So we call it academic roadmap. So in that roadmap, we listed about 100 priority sort of areas for future development. And then in 2011, we narrowed down those 100 into about 20 sort of major areas which will be strongly supported by the university. For example, one of them is the dark matter detection. So as everyone knows, the universe, we thought we know, actually is only 4% of a greater universe. And the rest of the 96%, we absolutely no idea what they are. So actually they are fulfilled with dark matter and dark energy. But how to detect dark matter is the major sort of task for all the science exploration. In order to detect, to have the direct detect of dark matter, you need to go to a very deep underground. And in Sichuan, we built the deepest dark matter detection lab, which is as deep as 2,500 meters deep. And we have a team worked in that deep underground lab for last 4 years. And that experiment will finish, in another 6 years. So whole sort of period of detection is 10 years. And I'm really very proud of them. So they don't have any publications yet, but actually they are really making a very important contribution to the university and also to the world. And also internal confinement fusion is also one of the major areas for Shanghai University to strongly support, because this is not only very important for basic science, but it's also very important for defense of the country. In last 8 years, we also invested a lot into this aspect, and now we become one of the strongest team in the world in this area. And in terms of national strategy, the most the threatening thing for future of China actually is not energy. Actually, it's the clean water. So 10 years ago, Chinese government decided to, I don't know the word, to purify. Well, anyway, that's the meaning. To purify, or maybe to purify some of the lakes, such as Taihu and Dianchi and Erhai. Those three are maybe the last clean water resources for China. And the State Council gave those three important tasks to three different organizations. And the Shanghai University took the job for Erhai. After 14 years, very hard working, Erhai now is clean. From class 5 now to class 2. That's the only successful example to make the water cleaner in China. It is, if you think about the size, that's 250 square kilometer size and very deep lake. And I just visited that site. I was deeply touched by what they have done. So actually, the main challenge is not, the challenge of technical challenge. Actually, it's a challenge you really have to change the culture of the inhabitants. So they did in last 14 years. So as you can see, the leading scientist, he became very old man, but he earned great respect from the local people, because the local people take him as a god of that area. And also we did some studies for the Tokyo trial historic record, because now we have some problems with Japan. There are a lot of reasons behind, but one of the reasons is the language. We intend to describe that war using some moral language or some sensible language, but not use the language of law. But actually, that war was judged by Tokyo trial in 1945. That's a very important trial. In the world, more than 1,000 scholars are doing research on that archive. But very pity things, before Shanghai University took that job, almost no Chinese people doing that research. So starting from 2009, we gathered a group doing that research. So as the chairman Hu said 3 years ago, they said Shanghai University now is really doing a great job for the peace of the world. And also we did a lot of other things at the moment for the social sciences. And also for space exploration, we also did some, as everyone did, and also for marine science and technology. Well, this one maybe I need to let you know. Actually, that's the first deep water drilling platform, and that's very deep, and that's the technology of Shanghai University. And I don't know whether you recognize 981. It is the platform which is the closest to Vietnam. So it is the platform a lot of Vietnam ships is trying to destroy. And that's actually, during that time, over 10 faculty members of Shanghai University actually working on that platform, because they still take that as our lab. Of course, there are a lot of other development. For example, this robotics is supposed can carry out the task to search for the 370 sort of plane. And also there are other achievements. Well, I won't go through details of those ones. So anyway, that's really only want to give you a sense. Shanghai University now is really different from previously. Well, I guess I just go through all of those things very quickly. High temperature, superconductor for the applications, and also new energy, information technology, and modern agriculture. So as I said, in 2010, we finished the academic roadmap. And then in 2011, we narrowed down that roadmap into 26 areas. And now some of the areas already become a very major player globally. For example, starting from last year, Chinese government launched another sort of major initiative, which is called 协同创新. I don't know how to translate it into English. So, for example, this year, government only take 24, the final winner of 协同创新中心, and with each one, they will give, a lot of money to support. Shanghai University this year successfully campaigned for 3, so which is 1/8 for all of the universities. So as you can see, this university now have a very strong force for the innovative work and also for the teamwork. And also the international reputation also greatly enhanced in last 10 years. So as you can see, in 2004, Shanghai University was ranked about 461. And this year, Shanghai University is among one of the 3 Chinese universities which ranked in the top 150. And also, international reputation also attract a lot of global sort of stars to make a speech at the Shanghai University.